In the heart of creation, where beauty and peace intertwined, lay the Garden of Eden, a paradise untouched by time. At the center of this paradise stood the tree of life, its roots deep and branches reaching toward the heavens. God formed Adam from the dust of the earth and breathed life into his being. He stood in awe of the world around him, a place of perfect beauty. Seeing that it was not good for man to be alone, God created Eve, a companion to share in the beauty of Eden. She opened her eyes, beholding the wonders of Eden for the first time. Adam and Eve met, their hearts intertwined, destined to share in the joy of this paradise. They walked together through the garden, hand in hand, exploring its endless wonders. The animals of the garden gathered around them, drawn to the harmony and peace they embodied. Adam, with wisdom granted by God, gave each creature its name. Eve, with grace and curiosity, marveled at the flowers and trees, feeling their life force within her. But among the beauty lurked a serpent, cunning and dangerous, watching with cold eyes. It whispered to Eve, sowing seeds of doubt and curiosity. Eve hesitated, her heart torn between obedience and the promise of forbidden knowledge. Unable to resist the allure, she reached for the fruit of the forbidden tree. She took a bite, and with that single act, the world was forever changed. She turned to Adam, offering him the fruit with a pleading gaze, her eyes filled with both hope and fear. Adam hesitated, torn between his love for Eve and the command of God. Eve's gaze lingered on the fruit, her thoughts swirling with curiosity and doubt. She reached out, her hand trembling, as desire overcame hesitation. In that moment, the serpent's words echoed in her mind. With a final breath, Eve plucked the fruit from the tree. She brought the fruit to her lips, its allure irresistible. As her teeth sank into the flesh, a new understanding flooded her senses. A wave of knowledge, both thrilling and terrifying, washed over her. The garden around her seemed to change, its beauty now tinged with sorrow. With trembling hands, Eve turned to Adam, offering him the fruit. Adam hesitated, his heart conflicted, but he took the fruit from her hand. He looked at Eve, then at the fruit, and finally, he ate. As the taste filled his mouth, a profound change occurred within him. In that moment, their eyes were opened, and innocence was lost. The weight of their disobedience settled upon them like a heavy cloak. Suddenly aware of their nakedness, they felt shame for the first time. They quickly sewed fig leaves together, desperate to hide their newfound shame. In the cool of the day, they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden. Frightened, they hid themselves among the trees, hoping to escape his notice. But the Lord called out to the man, "Where are you?" Adam, trembling, stepped forward and answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" Adam's voice wavered as he replied, "The woman you put here with me. She gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" Eve's voice was small and trembling as she said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." The Lord God turned to the serpent, and his voice thundered with wrath. "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and all wild animals. You will crawl on your belly and you will eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." The words hung in the air, a promise of hope amidst judgment. To the woman he said, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." To Adam he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat food from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field." The once vibrant garden began to wither, its beauty marred by sin. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. Eve watched Adam toil, her heart heavy with guilt and sorrow. She reached out, wanting to comfort him but knowing that their lives had irrevocably changed. Adam named his wife Eve because she would become the mother of all the living. The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. Their new garments were a stark reminder of the life they had lost. And the Lord God said, "The man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat, and live forever." So the Lord God banished him from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he had been taken. After he drove the man out, he placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword flashing back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. Adam and Eve stood on the edge of their new life, the vast world before them both daunting and full of potential. Hand in hand, they began to walk, leaving behind the paradise they once knew. As night fell, the chill of the world outside the garden pressed in on them. But even in the cold, they found warmth in each other's presence. As dawn broke, a new day began, filled with challenges and possibilities. They rose together, determined to face whatever came next. Adam began to till the ground, breaking the earth with his hands. The work was hard, but it was necessary to sustain their new life. Eve, too, found her role, gathering fruits and seeds to nourish them. Each day, they worked side by side, building a life from the earth. Over time, they built a simple shelter, a refuge from the elements. It wasn't the garden, but it was home. The seasons changed, and their efforts bore fruit. For the first time since leaving the garden, they felt a sense of accomplishment. In time, Eve bore a son, and they named him Cain. Their small family brought new joy and new responsibilities. They watched Cain grow, teaching him the ways of the earth. Cain learned the lessons of hard work, but the shadow of the past lingered. Eve bore another son, and they named him Abel. Their family grew, and with it, the challenges of life outside the garden. Abel grew to be a shepherd, tending to the flocks with care. The bond between the brothers was strong, but the seeds of conflict were sown. In time, both brothers brought offerings to the Lord. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favor. Cain's face darkened with anger and jealousy. He clenched his fists, his heart filling with bitterness. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." But Cain's anger consumed him. And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Cain stood over his brother's lifeless body, the reality of his actions sinking in. He dropped to his knees, his hands stained with his brother's blood. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" Cain replied, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." The very earth that had sustained life now bore witness to the first murder. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth. Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." But the Lord said to him, "Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. He became a wanderer, forever marked by his actions. Cain built a city, and named it after his son, Enoch. And so the first city was built, but it was a city born of blood and exile. Thus began the story of humanity, born in the Garden of Eden, shaped by choices, and forever marked by the struggle between good and evil. Thank you for watching our story. Please like, share and subscribe our channel.